Hello and welcome to the show. We start this week's Fail Race episode on GTA 5 with Jewdog20 doing one of the stunt races. Now, we have seen many aerial takedowns with Slipstream heading across a ramp. This time, though, much more impressive. Second place launches onto the roof of the player car before being run over. Now, it is not really often you say that about race cars, literally running over the opposition, and the opposition was upside down as well, so rather impressive. Boss of the Boss 19 is being harassed by a Ruiner 2000 firing rockets at the back of the Insurgent. The thing is, the Insurgents are very, very tough indeed, and the Ruiner isn't really making a dent. As he puts on the brakes, the Ruiner continues to fire rockets and manages to explode himself. Now that is some instant karma if ever I saw some. Well, good thinking from the Insurgent there. GTG Ultratech on GTA 5 is trying to deliver a van to the warehouse while being hunted down by AI car. They're taking the odd pot shot at the van, not really doing a huge amount. When up ahead, an AI car explodes. For no good reason. It just spontaneously combusts. I wondered if there was a shot from a bike, one of the chasing bikes that hit the fuel tank. As far as I can see, there isn't. The player doesn't do anything, doesn't throw a grenade, it just explodes, which is very bizarre, but there we go. A strike on a GTA 5, playing around with a racing mod on PC, gets things wrong in his rat loader, runs wide. As he goes to rejoin, an AI car decides to finish him off, punts his vehicle straight into a tree, and gets it wedged. No amount of wiggling is going to free that. Yeah, poor player car. Warrior Oni on GTA 4 is trying to chase down a baddie in his police car when he hits a curb, and, well, the rest is rather typical fail race. Yeah, that's a spectacular tumble for the police car. Typically, as he gets out of the vehicle, it manages to right itself, but there we go. On to Saints Row 3 next, with the Fail Race Police Department making an appearance. Not their most spectacular appearance, I will be honest. Not their most efficient appearance either, as the car spawns in on its nose, wedged in the floor, and it is not going anywhere. The policeman has got out of the car and is just going to leave it there, you know, as you do. And the player drives off. Unfortunately, not crashing into the glitch. That is normally how things work, but there we go. Motorstorm 101 on Watch Dogs 2 is heading to a destination, carries a bit too much speed, goes to dive out of his car and manages to get out just in time. He had committed, I think he was planning on sort of bailing out of the car and jumping into the water, but yeah, managed to do an epic escape. Text SX on Just Cause 3 is doing one of the driving missions when the train ahead of him makes for a much easier time than expected. More spontaneously combusting things. Revolt Train on Forza Horizon 3 has found some surprisingly strong pallets. Yep, the wooden pallets, I think they might be getting caught on the floor of the hangar, and that means they don't budge. They just bounce the rather large and rather heavy Wagoneer back, although, well, the Jeep can just drive around them. On next to Burnout Paradise with the crazily fast race car. Anyone who's played this game will know how unstoppable the, I think it's Nighthawk GT is, although there is a way to beat it, and that is to get it confused. Yeah, it can't decide whether it's in a crash or whether it's not, and the car is just sort of perched on a wall. The game won't reset it properly, and it can't move. That is how you defeat... It would be helpful to know this information a while ago, with defeating those cars. Chip 300RR is on Need for Speed Underground 2, racing along the motorway where he brushes a taxi at very high speed. Not really ideal, as the Nissan goes for a tumble, bounces off a wall, launches itself off the ground, continuing to roll all the way off the motorway, smacks into an invisible wall for one of the pillars, although that does manage to bounce him down into a construction site where he shouldn't be. That's a big roll. That's a very big roll, in fact, for the Nissan for what was a relatively minor contact with an AI car. Thankfully, the hitboxes for the walls do allow the car to get back out, but yeah, that's fallen a long way off the motorway. JPH99 on Dirt Rally going for a flip, but a twist, and a little bit of a falling off the course in his Lancia before managing to regain control. I mean, you see plenty of rolls and flips and crashes on Dirt Rally. This one, though, is a full-on backflip from hitting a sign. I mean, it's quite an impressive, quite a gymnastic backflip from the from the Lancia there, from hitting what is essentially, yeah, a relatively small sign. So, yeah, well done on that one. That's Mudkip on Formula Truck 2013 with the AI pitting for some new tyres. The problem is, the trucks don't really move far across enough in the pit lane, which means as the blue truck comes down, hits one, hits the other, gets confused and angry and decides that the black and white truck should be going into its pit box. There's a little bit of a wheelie before there is put in his pit stall. The pink truck then comes along and, well, smacks into the blue truck. The black truck is still bouncing its way and jiggling its way before finally getting out, and then he gets his revenge. The orange truck is unaffected mostly by all of that. Apparently pit stops are hard. Pit stops are hard in a racing truck. And finally we are on to GTR2 with Skython, with the Mini getting confused. The Mini just kind of goes for a stop and then bumps into a wall and then falls over, for good measure. I don't know why the Mini got so scared and just parked his car on the apex. The Cortina did help him with a little bit of a roll, and then there's an orange Mini also doing a similar thing, coming across the track on its side, as you do. Some Mustangs trying to avoid them. The Jaguar comes to give some assistance. Didn't quite work out for the blue Mini. The orange car is just about going to get going again, and now the Jaguar is stuck on the wall. Apparently there's a problem with that wall. Certainly for the Minis, there is a problem with that wall. However, that is going to be it for this episode. As ever, if you have clips you'd like to submit to this series, then you can via our forums. There'll be a link in the description. At the very top of the page is the Fail Race Clip submission section, and in there you can find all of the rules and how to submit them. However, that's going to be it from me. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.